Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing all 6 of the new Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 Ninja minifigures. From left to right, we have Stormsuit Kai, Rogue/Jay, Stormsuit Cole, Stormsuit Zane, Stormsuit Lloyd, and Stormsuit Nia. This video will just be a breakdown video featuring my thoughts surrounding this new batch of ninja suits. I usually do this whenever a new wave of sets comes out. Now, with that being said, for a couple of important disclaimers, we will not be discussing the new Eren, the new Sora, or the new Wildfire outside of just this brief message. The reason why is because in the case of Eren, that full minifigure has not yet been released. This is not the final Season 3 Eren at all. In the case of Sora, the only thing different is the helmet. The rest of the minifigure is the exact same as the other 18 million Soras that we've received so far, and for Wildfire, this is not a new minifigure at all. So as such, we really only have 6 figures that we can talk about right now, those of course being the core 6 ninja. Also, not all of these minifigures include shoulder armor in their respective sets. I did order a few extra black shoulder pad pieces about a month ago from LEGO directly, but as of right now, those have not even shipped yet. Just goes to show how slow LEGO's shipping process is sometimes. So unfortunately, some of these guys will not have shoulder pads. However, when we look even closer at these minifigures, I will just be switching around the shoulder pads just so you guys can see the full minifigure. So hopefully all of that makes sense. Now without further ado, let's talk about the new batch of ninja minifigures, otherwise known as the Stormsuit Ninja for Dragons Rising Season 3. So up first, we have Stormsuit Kai. Now, I did attach the armor to Kai, just again borrowing it from one of the other ninja, just to give Kai here a more complete look. And I will say, as the first minifigure in this series that we are looking at, the first Stormsuit Ninja, I gotta say, Kai looks pretty good, all things considered. He is using that primary dark red, I guess, as his main color, with the normal red pretty much being an accent color. Very similar to the Hands of Time design for Kai, and I guess by extension the rest of the ninja, it would also be rather similar to their Hands of Time suits. If anything, I see these suits as kind of like the fusion suits of Dragons Rising, if that makes sense. But overall, Kai looks pretty good here. Love the torso print. Very complicated, maybe a little bit too complex for some folks, but I feel like overall it works perfectly fine. Again, just you know, showing more armor. Obviously, these suits are a little bit more high-tech. Speaking of which, that new helmet is also interesting. I hesitate to call it a mask because it looks more like a helmet to me. It looks like an armored-up helmet as opposed to a mask, and you know, folks have been pretty mixed regarding these new hoods or these new helmets. I think they look pretty good, all things considered. Again, still retaining that ninja look. I mean, as you can see from the back, we do have that ninja wrap tied up there, so this is still a ninja hood, might just be a little bit more armored. But still, for Kai, I think Kai looks pretty good, all things considered. The dark red works especially well for Kai, I'd say. Let's take some stuff off so we can get a better look at the back printing. Yeah, so that gives us a much better look at Kai's face, which is the exact same Kai face used on the other Dragons Rising Kais for the most part. Nothing too different there. Also does have that alternate face with the dragon power mask or whatever. But as you can see, the back printing here, and this back printing is similar throughout all of these ninja as well. It is still very mechanical. You also do have, I guess, some resemblance of a source dragon symbol right down there, except half of it is kind of like lined. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe just to add some complexity, but overall that's pretty much it for the back printing there. And yeah, overall, that's pretty much what I have to say regarding Kai. I think overall this one works. I feel like I would have preferred maybe some of the orangish yellow color on the torso and the legs instead of just regular orange, because that looks like the same orange that Cole uses to me. Might just be my eyes playing tricks on me, but it does not look like Kai's usual orangish yellow accent color. But still, I think Kai works pretty well, all things considered. Next up here, we have Jay or Rogue. I know he's not technically a new ninja, or, you know, he's not currently on the ninja team. This is definitely not a storm suit by any means. However, this is the new Jay, and I do always include Jay in these lineups, so the new Jay, everybody, hooray for the new Jay. Now, I will be doing a separate video a little bit later on, probably later this week or next week, comparing both versions of Evil Jay that we've seen from Dragons Rising so far. As it stands, though, let's talk about Rogue. Very, very different from your traditional ninja. He's definitely going for a more sinister approach here. I do like the gold armor. I like the color scheme with the primarily dark blue. In fact, I don't think this minifigure uses even a shred of Jay's normal blue, instead going for either a dark blue or a sand blue over on this side. And I like how this looks. I also like that dark red belt. I like the lightning detailing in there too. Ninjago symbols for R and J, so Rogue J. And the hat. The hat is really large. It covers his entire face, so when you're looking at him head on, you don't see his eyes. Just taking off some stuff though. Let's see what's underneath. There we go. Yeah, that's more so Jay. Now, it is worth mentioning that this face for Jay is new for 2025. That is an entirely new Jay print, a new Jay expression. I think it looks really, really good. Still maintaining, again, that classic Jay look, but just giving us, yet again, a new Jay expression. The back of the minifigure also looks cool with more of that lightning detailing, and I think that's the Ninjago symbol for Jay, right? Yeah, I think so. Just done up in a nice stylized red, just maintaining more of the front printing there. No alternate face because, again, Jay wears a hat here, and just for fun, let's see what it looks like with the hat and no mask. Yeah, you just see his mouth there looking at him head on. Very mysterious. I love this new hat piece. And yeah, overall for Rogue or Jay, I think he looks pretty good. I do think I still prefer the old Evil Jay compared to this one. However, like I said, I will get more into how I feel about both variants when I eventually do make my Jay comparison video. As it stands though, the new Jay does not look too shabby at all. Very, very awesome minifigure. Next up here, we have Storm Suit Cole. Now for Cole here, I have a bit of a mixed relationship with. Cole is my favorite ninja. I'm sure you guys know that. This is not my favorite Cole minifigure ever. I do think it's good, but not great. I think the biggest thing that I think needs to be adjusted is some of the coloring going on here. I like the color scheme, going for a black, gray, and orange color scheme primarily, with a bit of gold, obviously. All of the Stormsuit Ninja pretty much carry over the exact same format. The issue is, I think there is way too much orange on the mask. I mean, that piece is just like primarily orange with black as an accent color. I think it would have been better if the orange on the mask would have been the same gray used on the hands and on other points of the body, making the orange more of an accent color. I get it, you know, Dragons Rising is trying really hard to make Cole's secondary color orange, but I think this is just way too much orange, and it pretty much has the exact same problems as Mech Pilot Cole, in the sense that there is just way too much orange going on here. The colors clash, but overall, I do like the torso print and the leg print, looking very good, all things considered. Again, I like the color scheme of black, gray, orange, and gold. Very Cole, very earth themed as well. And let's get some stuff off here so we can take a closer look at what's underneath. The face for Cole is the exact same face that has been used for Cole's other Dragons Rising designs, still with that red dragon power thing. I still think that looks ugly. It should have been orange. The back printing, funny enough, has no orange at all, instead going for a gray, black, and gold color scheme, kind of like the older days. But as you can see, we do have a very vague source dragon symbol there, with half rocks, half lined. So again, maintaining that elemental earth effect, but just kind of dialing it back a little bit, I would say. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this minifigure is completely terrible. The only thing that I feel like needs to be adjusted is the color scheme here. Again, if that mask was also like half gray instead of orange, I feel like this minifigure would have been amazing. Also, the black armor piece looks pretty good on Cole. I was worried that maybe there wouldn't be a lot of contrast there, but it looks completely fine. Next up, we have Stormsuit Zane. Now, Zane does have a few variations this time, and I do plan on making a whole separate video talking about all of the different Zane variants that you can find in the new sets. We have like 3 different Zane figures that we need to talk about. This is the main one. This is the primary Zane suit, Storm Zane, and I will say, this one, like Cole, is going for a very unique color scheme. I don't know why for the mask they decided to reverse the color pattern. Say, for example, on Kai, the front of the mask is Kai's primary color, while the side is the secondary color. For Zane, it's kind of the opposite, with the gray being on the front as the primary color and white being the accent color. I don't know why they did that. It kind of makes the whole figure look a little weird. Also, I feel like it would have benefited from using gray hands instead of blue hands, because again, with Kai, just for reference, primary color and secondary color there, the pattern is just off with Zane. I think overall, though, the figure looks fine. I'm just kind of questioning the color choices here. Color scheme wise, it feels like this guy probably could have used a little bit of a revision. I don't know why they decided to color this guy as they did, but overall it looks fine, I guess, on its own when you don't compare it to any of the other ninja and their color schemes. But still, for Storm Zane, looks good. I'm really glad they decided to not use blue for the mask. Again, maybe Cole could have benefited from a similar mindset, but I do like the gray, the white, the blue, and the gold. Also, the various hints of black look good as well, including with that shoulder pad. Definitely does not look too shabby there. Let's get some stuff taken off, though. The face for Zane is the exact same face that has been used on the other Dragons Rising Zanes, with that dragon power-up thing as well. And with the back printing, we have some blue, with the Source Dragon symbol, and some gray mechanical detailing back here, too. Yeah, not bad in terms of printing. I think overall this Zane is extremely well printed and I guess well designed, not counting the color scheme. Yeah, so overall for Zane, I mean, it's not a bad figure. I just feel like because Zane is kind of like the main guy this time around, maybe his figure could have had a little bit more thought put into it. Don't know why they decided to make some of the choices that they did with this guy specifically. Next up here, we have Stormsuit Lloyd. Now, I have a few questions here regarding Lloyd. This figure overall is pretty good. I don't really have any strong complaints with this guy except for one. What is going on with the hands? Why did they choose to use the lime green hands for this Lloyd instead of using that bright green? Those hands do exist in bright green, and I will say I do plan on revamping these guys just a little bit. That is something that I will change. I want to give him the normal spring green hands, because the lime green hands just do not work for me. The rest of the figure looks good. Again, that primary dark green with the normal spring green as kind of like the accent color, I think that looks pretty good. I think the helmet on Lloyd especially doesn't look too shabby, and with the black shoulder armor being added on there, that looks good too. I just have, you know, the one question of, what are we doing with the color scheme? Once again, it just throws off the pattern. I don't know why they are choosing some of these colors for various parts on these guys. I will say, though, with the gold as well, I think it works best on Lloyd, because obviously I feel like gold on Lloyd just looks really good overall. But all things considered, you know, it's not a bad figure. Let's take some stuff off, though. The face for Lloyd is the exact same Lloyd face that has been used on the other Dragons Rising Lloyds, except mine has a very, very low mouth. I don't know why. That's just how it came in the set. Back of the figure looks fine as well. Love that Source Dragon of Life themed printing back there with the green mechanical detail, and also that dragon power face too looks just fine. I just don't know what's going on with the face on mine specifically here. So yeah, like I said, this Lloyd is not a bad figure. It's just a matter of, again, what are we doing with the hands? But again, I will change that, and I feel like once I do, this figure will be borderline perfect. And finally here, of course, not counting Aaron, Sora, or Wildfire again, we have Stormsuit Nia, who is back to being the dark gray ninja, with the azure blue being an accent. Once again, Nia cannot pick a solid color. I will say though, I do prefer Nia to be the gray ninja, and I feel like overall this figure works extremely well. I love the gold accents, the black as well. This might just be my favorite Stormsuit Ninja, actually seeing them all in person. I think Nia looks really, really good. Again, without any revamps, without any modifications, Nia might just be the best one here. I love the shade of blue. I think that is distributed very well and very evenly. The gold looks good too, contrasting the dark metallic gray. Yeah, this one works really well. I think this one is a really, really good design. Good colors as well. The distribution, again, is very solid, and I feel like that mask works for Nia, just because, again, it's a little bit more mechanical, a little bit more armored, kind of brings me back to the Samurai X days, almost. Yeah, no real complaints from me. But let's take some stuff off. This same Nia face has been used throughout the other Dragons Rising Nias. Same thing with that alternate face on the back. Love the Source Dragon logo on the back, though I do wonder why this one is going for that blue Source Dragon inspiration. I thought water was of the motion element, but I don't know. Who's to say? Who knows, really? But I do like the back printing. I think that looks especially good as well. Again, pretty much carrying over that genius design and the awesome color distribution that we saw from the front of the figure. So yeah, like I said, this Nia is very solid. Might just be the best Stormsuit design just as they come. I feel like this minifigure is genuinely great. Genuinely great. Might just be one of my favorite Nias that we've ever seen from Dragons Rising, at least thus far. So with that being said, everyone, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here regarding the Season 3 Stormsuit Ninja as they appear in the new January 2025 Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 sets. In terms of how I feel about them as a collective group, they are definitely not the strongest Dragons Rising suits so far. If anything, I do kind of prefer the other suits more than these guys, but still, they are not terrible. Some of them have some questionable things about them, but all in all, as an overall group, they are not downright awful. They just also could be a little bit better. But hey, those are just my opinions. Feel free to leave all of your thoughts regarding this new batch of Ninja down below in the comment section. Which one is your favorite of this selection? Which one is your least favorite? Leave all of your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.